Sometimes you just got to walk away from the negotiation table. Hey guys, Ken here. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a fantastic day. I wanted to share an experience with you that I just had on eBay, and hopefully this will help you if you do things like make offers on your items, your postcards on eBay. And I'm going to share with you what happened and how I handled this negotiation, and hopefully it'll help you. You know, if you're new to negotiating with customers over items, you know, maybe you can pick up a few tips. But I just wanted to share with you how I handled it, and maybe that'll help you. So without any ado, let's go to my computer. Okay guys, here we are inside my computer. Now let me explain to you what happened this morning. You know, for those of you who are having the make offer tabs on your listings, you know, recently I made that decision to put all make offer tabs on every one of my listings, and it's actually proved to be pretty good. I mean, I've made some sales with it, and yeah, so since that's working, you know, but that's going to sometimes require you to get into negotiations with potential buyers over an item, you know, a postcard. That's what happened to me this morning. You know, I had a buyer make an offer on one of my cards, and it was the card you see right here on this screen, this vintage postcard 1956 TWA aircraft flying in Rheinstein Castle, Rhine River, Germany. Okay, now this is a very valuable card because of the fact that it was pre-owned. It was dated 1956, and had handwriting on it, had a clear postage stamp on it. And that's why I priced it the way I did. Okay, now, this particular buyer sent me an offer for $9. Okay? Now, usually if it's a fair offer, I'll accept it. Okay? And I have, you know, I've already figured out how low I'm willing to go on my cards. But to me, this was not a fair offer. And the first thing I did was, before I even did anything with this buyer, I went on eBay and I typed in basically 1956 TWA aircraft flying Rheinstein Castle, Rhine River, Germany. And I came up with this page right here. There was only one other person on eBay that was selling this same exact card. Okay. And I noticed, it's funny, I noticed they copied my exact title word for word. You know, eBay allows you to do that. You go on to somebody else's listing and you click on, I think it's sell one like this, and it brings over all the data, and you can use the title. You know, I don't recommend that because it brings over all the bad data as well as the good data, but that's what they did. So I was wondering how he got his figure, how he came to his figure of $9. Well, if you look at this guy's card here, this seller's card here, he was selling his card for $5.99. Buy it now with a $3.10 shipping, which equates to about $9. And I'm thinking that's where he got his figure from. That's why this buyer that I was dealing with, that's where I figured he came to, you know, the figure of $9. The reason I'm telling you all this is sometimes you've got to walk away from the negotiation table. You can't always be so desperate to make a sale that you're just willing to accept anything, okay? Now, the reason I believe, and this is just my opinion, the reason I believe that he quoted me $9 for that offer was because, like I said, he saw this other card for $5.99 plus $3.10 shipping, which is about the same. It's about $9. So that's where he came up with that figure. But the thing is, I'm not going to click on this seller's, you know, listing because it'll reveal their name and everything, and I don't want to do that. But basically, I looked at it. And what happened was I noticed that this particular card right here for $5.99 was brand new, had no postage, no handwriting, no date, nothing. So because mine was postmarked 1956 with the exact date and clearly postmarked, had handwriting on it, was used, to me, that gave it more value. And what I think this buyer was trying to do with me was he was trying to get my more valuable card, you know, for the same price as this brand new one. Because as you can see, this says brand new and mine says pre-owned. because of the fact that mine had a postage stamp and writing, and you know, it had a historical value to it, whereas this one was a brand new card that never been posted, never been used, didn't even have a stamp on it. You know, mine had a 3-cent stamp on it. In fact, I'll click on mine just to show you here. I'm going to zoom up here, and let me go to the back, and we're going to go and zoom that in. See, November 5th, 1956. Okay, and it's got a 3-cent stamp on it, and it's got handwriting all over it. Okay, so I think that's why they tried to let me go back to that screen. Okay, that's why I think they tried to get my card that was more valuable for the same price as that brand new card that didn't have, you know, a stamp on it, didn't have writing, had never been used. That's my opinion. Okay, now what I did was, and hopefully maybe this will help you with your negotiations, because one of the things you've got to do on eBay is you've got to be a tough negotiator. Okay, if a buyer senses that you're timid or afraid or unsure of yourself, they're going to walk all over you. They're going to take full advantage of that, and they're going to capitalize on that, and they're just going to walk all over you and get it at the lowest price because you just caved in. Now, if it had been a card that had been new or anything, wasn't postmarked, I might have negotiated a price a little bit closer to his offer. But because it had the postmark stamp, because it was handwritten on, because it was dated, because it was used, you know, I charged what I wanted for it. And I was willing to negotiate, you know. This is the thing. So what I did was I sent him a counter offer for $1 less, $13.25. And, you know, I figured, you know, if he really wanted this card, I would have come down to $13.25. He would have come up a little bit. I would have come down a little bit. He would have come up a little bit. And we would have met somewhere in the middle. And both of us would have been happy. He would have got the card he wanted, and I would have got, you know, a price that was okay with me. Well, I sent him that offer for $13.25, and he declined it. Now, he has every right to do that. I'm saying sorry about that. I don't know if it's a guy or a girl. They declined it, okay? For whatever reason. They just didn't want to pay over $9 for this card. I guess because they seen this other card with the $5.99 and the $3.10 shipping, which equated to the same price. They just didn't want to pay over $9, which is their right. You know, they can decide, I'm not going to pay over a certain amount, and that's that. But the thing is, you know, it kind of surprised me that, you know, I came down, and I was willing to come down even more, you know, as we negotiate a price in the middle somewhere, but they just weren't even willing to do that. You know, I sent them the first offer, and they just declined it. Now, I haven't been around. I mean, I've been on eBay a long time, since 2002, but I haven't really used the Make Offer tab a lot. In fact, before I did this video, I even did a previous video where I mentioned that I wasn't going to use it at all, and I stated my reasons for that. But, you know, with the changes eBay's gone through, I just wanted to see if I could do something a little different, because I want to stand out from the crowd. I don't want to blend in. And it's been working. And one of the things that's been working, I've noticed, is the fact that even though all my postcards have a Make Offer tab on them, a lot of times what happens is a buyer will just pay the full asking price. They won't even want to negotiate. And the reason for that, this I do know about Make Offer, is the fact that when someone sends you an offer for one of your listings, then what happens is that listing is still live. Okay, that does not take it off the market. It does not take it off of eBay. It's just they've made an offer. And eBay gives you up to 2 days, you know, 48 hours to respond to that offer, you know. And what happens, I think, a lot of times is, since the fact that when they make you an offer, someone could come in behind them and just hit the buy it now button, and they would win the card. They would buy the card. And then that person that made an offer, if you hadn't responded to that offer yet, what would happen is that person would lose out. You know, they would probably get an email. I think they get an email from eBay that states, we're sorry, this card is no longer, or this item is no longer available. Because, see, what happened was somebody came in and hit the buy it now while there was a pending offer on it. And because the seller had not accepted or countered the offer or hadn't done anything with it yet, because they're within that, you know, 2-day time frame, then what happens is that other person actually got the card, and the person that posted the offer lost out. So in order to avoid that, I think what a lot of buyers do is they'll just hit the buy it now. If they want that card. And as you can see on the screen, there's only 2 cards right now available of this particular card. It's a very beautiful card. It's a promotional card for TWA, back in 1956. If he really wanted this card, maybe he would have negotiated, maybe not. I don't know. Like I said, that's up to them whether they want to go above or below a certain amount. I can't stress enough the fact that even though I didn't make the sale on this, okay? Now, I don't know, like I said, I haven't been around make offer tabs enough, and maybe you guys can help me out with this and put something in the comments if you know. When a buyer declines an offer, like I sent them a counter offer and they declined it, I don't know if they can come back with another offer, once they've declined it. I don't know if that just knocks them out of the park or what. So if you know that, put it in the comments, and I'd be curious to know that. But even if they could come back, my guess, and this is just a guess, it's just an opinion. My guess is they probably wouldn't have come back with a very high offer. Even if they could have made another offer, they probably would have come back with maybe something like, I don't know, $9.50. But see, even though they may be a tough negotiator, I'm just as tough, okay? And what I would have done was I would have countered that with I would have come down 25 cents, and I would have come down with 13. And see, what that does is it shows that buyer that you're not dealing with someone who's desperate. You're dealing with someone who's a seasoned negotiator that knows what they want for their postcards, and they're willing to negotiate a little bit, but they're not going to give away the farm, okay? Because like I said, once somebody sees that, they're going to take full advantage of that. It's kind of like that comment I made on a previous video where when I was growing up, I was at this football game, this high school football game, and I was listening to this coach talk to this player, and he grabbed him by the face mask, and he looked him straight in the eye, and he said, "Get the fear out of your eyes." He said, because if your opponent sees that, he's going to tromp you into the ground. And I think that's what happens on negotiations on eBay. I know for a lot of people, including myself, sales have been going a little bit slow lately. The thing is, you still have to be confident in your pricing and know what you want for your cards. And especially with a card like this that I believe has a lot of more value than maybe that other one, because it's been used, it's been postmarked, it's been stamped, dated, it has a historical value to it. Then I know what I wanted for this card, and I knew there was a figure in my head that I wasn't willing to drop below. And when you know that, then that sends a signal to that buyer that says, hey, you're not dealing with a rookie here. I know what I want for this card, and I'm willing to negotiate a little bit, but I'm not going to throw away the farm just to make the sale. That's called racing to the bottom. Okay, now you might think that $9 is still a great price for a card. I mean, I probably paid 25 cents for that card. But the thing is, when you factor in eBay fees, when you factor in shipping costs, shipping materials, envelopes, gas to go to the post office and back, all of those things factor into that price, and it starts dropping that price point. And you may end up making $7 for a card that you originally wanted $14.25 for, So I knew there was a price in my head that I wasn't willing to drop down under, but I was willing to negotiate a little to where we could meet in the middle. But the thing is, I'm not going to give away the farm. I'm not in business to, this isn't a charity. This is a for-profit business, and that's what I'm in business for, is to make a profit. And even though, it didn't work out, and I don't know, if that guy's even going to consider this card again or not, because I've had this happen too. Sometimes I've done this. I've used this technique to, negotiate, and they declined it. And then what happened was I said, okay, well, they walked away. I'm going to walk away. We didn't make the sale. We couldn't come to an agreement because they weren't, willing to negotiate or whatever. And 2 hours later, I heard a ching on my phone. I looked at it, and it was that same person coming back, and they paid full price because they realized, hey, look, I'm willing to negotiate a little bit, but I'm not going to give away the farm. Okay, I'm not going to give you this card for, such a low price that I'm not going to make but a few dollars on it after fees and all those deductions and everything else. So you've got to really have an idea in your head about, how low you're willing to go, and stick to that. Because like I said, if your potential buyer senses that you're weak or timid or indecisive or whatever, they're going to take full advantage of that, because they're going to want that card. Like I said, I'm just a tough negotiator. I know what I want for my cards, and I think it's a fair price considering the value. And then, if they don't want to buy it off of me, they can just buy it off someone else, and that's okay too. So I hope that's helped you to understand how to approach negotiations, because you've got to know your cards, know your values, and know what you're willing to take and not willing to take. And you can't be afraid to walk away from the table, even if it costs you a sale. Because, like I said, you don't want to set a precedent on always accepting that first low offer. Because if that happens, like if I had accepted this $9 offer, that was like $5.45 or something like that. I can't think of the exact figure, but that was like over $5 less than my asking price. And if I had accepted that $9 offer, then that would have sent a message to that buyer that says, I sent him an offer for $5 less than that card, and he just jumped on it. Well, what happens if he comes back and sees a card that I have for like $9.25, and then he sends me an offer for $4.25 because that's $5 less? He thinks I'm going to jump on that, And you just don't want to set that precedent. You don't want to set a pattern, okay? You want to be a tough negotiator, but fair. But the thing is, you want to be able to, know what your prices are on your cards and just stick to it. And if it means you got to walk away from the table sometimes, it just means you got to walk away. Somebody else will come along. I think that's a very valuable card, and I think somebody else will come along and either pay full price for that because they realize there's only a couple of them on eBay right now. And if I don't grab this one, if somebody buys the other one, they're going to be out of luck. Or maybe they'll negotiate a little bit, and I'm willing to negotiate a little bit, but I'm not going to give away the farm and just, give it away, okay? Because I'm not desperate. I want to be able to sell cards still, and I still am selling cards, but I'm also going to stick to my guns as far as what I want for my cards. And if they don't think that's a good deal, well, they have the right to walk away, and I have the right to walk away, and we just can't come to some kind of agreement, and maybe they can buy it off somebody else. But I hope that's helped, guys. I just wanted to share with you what happened this morning and how I handled it. And, I'd like to know your thoughts on it. Just feel free to leave it in the comments as far as maybe the way you handle negotiations, and share it with the community and share it with other subscribers on my channel. And, let's have a conversation about it. Well, I guess that's it for now. I got to go. But if you got anything out of this video, and I hope you did, make sure you smash that like button. It helps the channel. I appreciate it greatly. And I got to go. But you guys have a great day, and we'll see you on the next video. Take care, and bye for now.